Why I juggle. When I was young and in school, I never did very well. I was always pretty bad at paying attention. There wasn't anything I could do in that place that made me feel confident. Places I felt confident were forests and swamps, searching for frogs, reading stories, or, generally speaking, moving my body. But these things weren't valued as competencies, and I internalized those judgments deeply. Even when I learned to juggle at 7 years old, I developed routines and performances in my mom's basement by myself, but I never showed anyone. At the time, I didn't believe it was worth anything. And in fact, I gave it up in pursuit of a modeling career because I had decided that juggling is useless. I first learned to juggle because I saw my brother juggling. He'd learned from a book called Klutz, and I asked him, "Will you teach me?" And he said, "Not right now." And he never did get back to me, so instead, I stole his book and his balls and I learned by myself. And it's the first thing I ever remember wanting to do because I wanted to do it. That intrinsic motivation was the key to locking so much inside of me. I came back to juggling when I was 22 years old, and at that time I was depressed and anxious and kind of floating around, sometimes doing what I was told to do, but poorly. And in an attempt at healing, I decided to move away from my hometown and suddenly found myself alone on the other side of the country with a backpack filled with clothes and 2 acrylic balls. I found a waitressing job, a home, and I began juggling again. This was before the internet, or at least videos on the internet. And I didn't know anyone else who juggled, but I did know that it was the only thing that I wanted to do. Specifically, I wanted to learn how to roll a ball behind my neck. I think I got it accidentally once, and in that accident lies so much hope. It's that moment where anything is possible. And the hope and joy filled me with a spark that created an obsession. This moment in the cycles of learning and juggling is more important to me than all of the clean juggling could ever be. It's the moment where one is truly alive, filled with curiosity, forced to listen to every movement and breath. It comes before all of the failures to reproduce the trick, and before the muscle memory kicks in to make it automatic. Inevitably, without teachers or YouTube to help guide me, it took me 3 years to learn that trick, the straight arm behind the neck roll. I learned it with a 2.5-inch acrylic ball on a hardwood floor. My apartment neighbors were so patient with me, and I believe it's in part because they saw the joy it gave me to learn that I could learn. They allowed me the space for self-expression. That East Vancouver apartment block that was later condemned and demolished was where I began to develop my voice as an artist. After many years, I was diagnosed as having ADHD as an adult. It makes sense that someone with ADHD would naturally gravitate towards juggling. It's only with this kind of multitasking that I could find flow, that I could really pay attention. Learning juggling has since brought me all over the world. It has given me a sense of belonging, a worldwide community of like-minded people. It has showed me a new path that allowed my voice to be seen and heard and taught me how to value myself. And that's why I juggle.